Welcome back. We have covered the elements of shared reading and interactive read aloud in a balanced literacy framework. If you have questions about either element, please ask. It's week 3, and this week we look at another aspect of the balanced literacy classroom that requires high teacher support. This is interactive writing. In this type of group writing, both the teacher and the students share the pen to create a large text that can be read over and over and over again. Interactive writing is generally seen as part of the primary literacy classrooms. That could be pre-kindergarten through grade 2, but it has an important place in the intermediate classroom also. As you read the articles and watch the videos this week, begin thinking about the components you see within the lessons and how you can implement those in your own work. Interactive writing can be explained as the co-construction of a large text. Fountas and Pinnell give us a clear description of interactive writing. They state that during interactive writing, the students are generally sitting in a carpeted area while the teacher is located at the front with a large easel, chart paper, markers, magnetic letters, magnadoodle, correction tape, etc. The teacher and students together decide what the text will be. In other words, they negotiate what will be written. It might be that they're going to write about a book that the teacher read in interactive read aloud, or maybe a favorite character, or it might be an observation that was made during a science exploration. It is beyond helpful if the topic of the sentence, and it's usually a sentence in pre-K through 2, if it's about a common experience. The sentence is repeated several times so the students get that sentence in their head. From personal experience, I found it quite helpful if I would jot down the sentence on a Post-it note so that I could remember exactly what we had negotiated. Interactive writing is often constructed on chart paper without lines. When children first begin the writing process, we want them to focus on the message. What do they want to tell the reader? We don't want them to worry about keeping their letters within the lines. That's too confining. Yes, keeping their letters on the lines is important, and that will come later. Now, to begin to share the pen or the marker, and it's usually a marker, to write the words. The students say each word slowly. They do not segment the word. They say it slowly to hear the sounds in the words. For example, if they are going to write the word remember, they would say it slowly like this. Remember. It's important to remember that the teacher and children are sharing the pen. If the student is unaware of a letter, then the teacher just provides it on the interactive writing chart. If the student reverses a letter when writing, the teacher can provide either a written or magnetic letter and prompts. What do you notice? You want the students to really be looking at print during this time. We don't want to say, oops, you made that letter backwards, now fix it. We want them to be looking closely at print. A student may come up and write one letter, two letters, or an entire word. That is decided by the teacher, as the teacher is the one that knows what each child needs to learn. For example, if a teacher knows that a particular student is working on attending to word endings, then that student will come up to provide the last letter of the word or possibly the suffix of the word if it's appropriate. Please note that during interactive writing, not all students will contribute to the large text each day. The student contribution is based on what the child knows and is ready to learn next. The teacher knows what this is, as he or she is a close observer of what the child can do independently. Nowhere in all of the information about interactive writing does it tell teachers to draw names as to see who comes up to write next. It's not about every child having a turn every day. As the text is being written, it is reread after each word. This assists the students in knowing what word is to be written next. While interactive writing can be time-intensive and at times seem quite laborious, it is second to none in instructional value. The lessons that students can learn regarding phonics, which is sound to letter correspondence, mechanics, and sentence structure are endless. The ultimate goal of interactive writing is to shift the control of the writing to the students as independent writers. You will see what you are doing in interactive writing appear in their writing workshop pieces. In our text, Fountas and Pinnell state that interactive writing is a powerful tool to help students build a strong early reading and writing process. During interactive writing, there is rereading of the text that is written to decide where to put the next word. Saying a word slowly to decide what letter to write first and next. Paying attention to spacing. Helping children develop an awareness of early reading behaviors such as one-to-one correspondence, directional movement, and monitoring using sound and letter information. Interactive writing is a way to engage students in composing and writing in different genres and different forms prior to the time they are expected to produce them independently. Once an interactive writing piece is complete, it can now serve as a shared reading piece. It's a text that students can read and reread. It could also become an anchor chart if discussing different genres and different ways text can be written. This week, I want you also to be sure to read the excerpt from Stan Swartz's text, Interactive Writing and Interactive Editing, which is above. You will find that excerpt right here. There you go. So by the end of the week, you're going to be able to create and teach an interactive writing lesson with one student. Please be sure to view the videos this week. And also, bear with me, sorry. Here is a video that's broken into two parts.
Together, we lost 40 pounds on Nutrisystem.
No, it's not the Chrisleys. Here we go. There's part 1. And part 2.
The family. So could we
Notice the teacher interaction with the students during that time. This talks about using Google Docs to foster collaboration and creation of interactive writing with older students. And it says while addressing the Common Core. Well, we know we don't use Common Core. We use the Ohio Learning Standards. So just keep that in mind. What I want you to really look at is how to use the Google Docs to do the interactive writing with the older kids. There are some reading assignments for you this week. I believe they are both from Reading Rockets. Here are the video guidelines. Be sure that you are aware of these guidelines. Please read through them. Here's our rubric for the week. Do you have a clear understanding of the process of interactive writing? Is your activity age appropriate? Do you have a complete lesson plan? And how did you do implementing the lesson? Here are the learning standards. Here is your interactive writing plan sheet that you're going to be using. What is going to be the focus of the interactive writing? Are you going to be working on phonics skills? Are you going to work on mechanics, phonemic awareness, writer's craft? What are you going to work on in this lesson? What standard from the Ohio Learning Standards fits this? What materials will you need? After you teach the lesson, what do you think went well? And what could be improved? And you're going to submit the video and the lesson plan in week 3. If you have any questions, please ask me. I look forward to seeing your work. Thank you.